Oh, hello, and welcome to Team Hakai. What's up, YouTube? It's your main man Zen, aka Zenmus. Again, part of Team Hakai. We live by the code here. Today, we are reacting to Ashes of Creation, their developer update. We're not going to be watching the full thing, or we'll be watching at least some of the main points that I wanted to focus on. We'll see what they're going to be discussing today. Last time there was a lot of talks of the weapons, how the weapons work, some of the effects, at least visual effects of different spells and things of that nature. Today, I don't know. They may be talking more about actual character design. I would really like for they did say at one point in the future, they will be releasing on a website. They will be releasing a way for all. Sorry, they will be releasing a way for everybody to customize their character before the game actually launches, or before they do the alpha or beta. I don't know when, but they'll be before the game actually officially launches. There'll be a way for you to go to a website or go to their website and customize your character the way you want to. So when the game does launch, you already have your character customized to the way you want it to. You spend however many hours you want. And then when the servers go live, you can skip all that whole figuring out what faction you want to be a part of and character customization. You can just go right into the story, into the game. But for my knowledge, this game is a lot more of character or player-driven story, player-driven interactions. We're gonna go to hop into it. All right, last time we got a chance to watch this, they talked about the different mounts in the game, the different water and land mounts, and also flying mounts. Flying mounts are extremely rare, so don't really expect many people to have a chance to use a flying mount. Like every server, they said the max amount of flying mounts are going to be available is 10 a server. So yeah, they're going to be very rare. So right here, we see on the bottom left, they're talking about their current topics. So they're doing quick updates, studio updates, design, the environment art update, and then character art. That's huge. That's what I really want to see is the character art and environment art. But we'll go ahead and watch from here.
Your actual home.
What do you think? It's green screen.
Are you? I'm sorry.
A little bit, a smidgen.
It's low for me.
And with that, I'm just going to go through our quick updates real quick. So I'm going to switch over to a scene here. We have our November.
Boss difficulty, yes. One of the first little topics. I can't wait to see what they do. I'm not familiar with how the system works in WoW. I do know how it works in Elder Scrolls, so I'm interested to see what they do. A lot of people try to compare this game to an Elder Scrolls type
our November
BDO
just happened,
in a hybrid.
About overgearing and aka twinking, and our new one is going to be on boss difficulty. So stay tuned for that. Jeff and his team are going to be really curious to see what y'all have to say about that topic. We've had some interesting discussions about.
I'm so sorry.
Wait, now I'm like, is mine muted?
Yeah, I gotta also check mine.
Oh, I can put it back. Yeah.
There you go.
It was not.
And of course, we do have a lot of internal discussions. So we've kind of talked a little bit about the overgearing and seeing all the feedback that you guys had provided to us. And it was interesting to hear what people internal studio. Beyond that, we of course have our Harvest Dawn cosmetic swap over
that
will be
looks
happening on December
sick.
2nd, 2020 at 11 a.m. Pacific. And we might have a little teaser today later in the stream about what's going to be in
I like
the
that aesthetic.
Set. Because people have been asking how we design these, what's the process,
that mount, holy crap,
etc.
The bear looks
Margaret,
dope.
I just sent you a link.
We'll grab that. And of course, we wanted to extend a huge thank you for your generosity during our Extra Life 2020 charity live stream. We know it's been a difficult year for many folks, and everyone who was able to tune in, and those of you who were generous and donated, have helped a lot of children. We were able to raise over $88,000 this year. Steven shaved his beard. We had a dinosaur battle again. We got to pie Steven in the face. And of course, we have a lovely recap of that, about like 30 minutes of it, because we didn't want to upload the whole thing, but you can watch the whole thing over on our Twitch channel if you would like to.
Again,
or you can
Ashes
watch
Creations,
the fun recap.
their Twitch channel,
also,
or Intrepid Studios.
Jeffrey Bard.
Margaret is a singer.
No. Jeffrey Bard, you have some contestant here. Like, Steven can definitely sing. We're like, what?
No, Margaret blew it away for sure.
No, it was bad.
It's amazing.
No. Yeah, but definitely go check out that stuff. It was a lot of fun for us, and of course, we raised a lot of money. I didn't sleep. It was grand. It was grand. And then, of course, beyond that, we do have our Alpha 1 preview of the Cleric Archetype, which has an article that went live over on...
Just FYI, I refuse to play healers. Like, I can't. I cannot have that much responsibility on me to heal. That, and it's also like, it feels like the healer is always the most important position for somebody to have, or in like a raid group or any kind of group that you're doing dungeons. They feel like they get no respect, personally.
On our news channel,
I feel the healers get no respect.
Post our articles over there, so definitely check that out. And it also covers there's also a video that covers the class as well. So definitely watch that. We know there's a lot of feedback that has been provided to us. There's a lot of feedback that has been provided in the thread, and we're definitely taking all of those things into consideration. We kind of talked about it previously too. There's a lot of discussion in regards to how bright the particle effects were and stuff like that. We wanted to note that, obviously we're in alpha, things will change, as well as animations and things of that sort. So, yeah. And then, last but not least, we do have our journey to Alpha 1. We've been doing a fun social media thing.
Nice.
If you haven't been part of it, definitely go check it out. We've been taking a little bit of a journey, and you all have kind of shared with us what you would like to do, and it's been really, really exciting. We've gotten up to our chapter 4, which is a little bit of a battle, so it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see who you think should
The
go
little
first.
dude.
Our cleric,
What the
our
hell
mage,
is that?
our tank. I personally think our tank, because the first person you want to battle is probably your tank, but we'll see what people say.
What the hell is that thing?
And we'll get to see where our journey
It's
goes.
like a frog
as well
gremlin
as,
hybrid.
Of course, our Alpha 1 playtest dates.
I love that artwork. All right, so let's look at this real quick. So this is their Alpha 1 playtest schedule. So this first playtest is Alpha 1 preview. It's a pre-test 1. This has already happened. So if you weren't already a part of this, you had to have bought. I don't know if they're still on sale, but you have to have bought like one of their bravers or one of their pack holders. It was a good chunk of money. It was like maybe $300 to $400. They didn't want too many people, but they did want to give people a chance to support what they're doing. A good bit of people joined up. I think they had it up to 10K, like 10,000 people were a part of this. So this is literally just the basic of basic stuff in Alpha 1. They full wiped. You got to play for 4 days, and they full wiped it. And then so we get pretest 2 in next year, February 19th to 22nd, another 4 days, and then we get we get another Alpha 1 preview for March 19th to 26th, which is the last 1 week, and then pure Alpha 1 for a whole month. So the first 2 alphas is like they're going to make sure they get everything working, the groundwork and things of that nature. Because you see up here, they still have the NDAs, and then this is when they're going to actually start having people apply for like their official content creators who actually start putting together some videos and streams and whatnot with regards to this. This is a no NDA, and then it's the true Alpha 1 right here. So I don't know exactly how to get a part of this Alpha 1. This is the one I'm going to be shooting for. Or, we can get Team Hakai. We can start getting some more content out with regards to this game. We can also shoot for this one here. But I think this one is what we're going to be going for. I want as much time to play this game as possible, especially before the game actually fully releases. Because, again, we're still maybe another 2 years out before this game is, like, ready to go. So
I meant to do it while...
It looks nice.
was chatting, but I think
we can still speak about it, right?
Yeah.
Because this is the biome that we're working with right now is very tropical, jungly. So you'll see that kind of reflected in the foliage and some of the creatures that you'll be seeing. Here we've got a big war beast.
The armor looks
kind
nice
of in the distance.
You should be able to hear us. People are saying there's no sound. You should be able to hear us.
I like the armor. It's rogue-esque. I'm a huge rogue fan. I like to be a rogue character. But if I can be a rogue tank, that'd be awesome as well. But I like how they have the design of the armor.
Yeah, there's not supposed to be music.
Simplistic, minimalistic armor. That's all I'm about.
Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
There's not supposed to be sound on the video. Sorry, guys. There was just music in the video.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
just to
don't
give you
want
guys
a
an idea, what you're
DMCA.
seeing here, as Jeff was saying, is one of the new biomes. This is kind of a more tropical
I like the
oriented
sword.
area, but you're also seeing.
Kind of what I had asked for, but I think as we were looking at it, I ended up thinking that maybe we wanted to, it was too close to what our set looks like. So this is the costume set for this month, and that accessory looked a little bit too much like it. And so I actually was talking with Ryan.
That's fucking badass. That's bad. That is badass. Like, holy crap. It's like a Death Knight type thing. If it had a little bit more like if the engravings on it if they were black, like the engravings on the actual armor itself were black, holy crap, I would literally just take my money. That is a sick design. I love it. That looks nice.
Richmond, and I was like, I think that maybe this is kind of the direction I'd like to go, is making it more like the creature for the set, which is the pet. And I'll show you the pet. So this is the pet, and I was like, what if like you took the pet's like their arm and made it.
That's like
into,
the ice elemental
armor,
from
armored glove.
Elder Scrolls.
How epic that would be! And so we went with that, and we had Dave, who's the concept artist, swap over to
Holy
that,
crap,
and
dude.
that's when we ended up with this. So that's kind of like the process. It goes a little bit back and forth. Sometimes there's a lot more back and forth than other times, but there will be like 2 or 3 different phases of
what I think about when I see this. It feels like this is like a legendary version of this item. Like it does feel like it's gonna be a legendary version. I don't know what, like, this is, for the design in terms of the armor and whatnot. This is one of the drops. I don't know, but this feels like it would be considered a legendary drop because it just looks dope. Like if all their armor is like this customized and just looks cool, holy crap.
what an item looks like. For instance, I know you guys love the snores, like aka our lovely snail horse-looking thing. And that went through a couple different phases. And actually, I had it more of like a translucent pearlescence kind of color. And Steven popped in and was like, oh, I think it should be like more colorful than that. And so we kind of swapped the color on it. So sometimes it's just a color change. Sometimes it's like a completely different item. Like this looks completely different than the original one. Not to say that we wouldn't make one that's like the original, but the original to me looked too much like the costume set. And I wanted to kind of give it its own look. And of course, we're just going to show you the other ones just because, so the building that we're going to have is this really icy, cold.
That looks that looks nice.
If we got some Renkai out there or aspiring Renkai orcs.
Renkai orcs, that's the aesthetic.
I think
that's
more
nice.
Vec than Renkai or Vec, right?
Yeah, this is Vec.
Vec,
Yeah.
okay.
Got some Vec folks out there. I was like, actually, this looks Vec. And this is the mount.
Okay.
Continuing that icy theme. And one of the other things is that we also have some body types and rigs that I'm working with too. So Chris Atkins and Chris Myers kind of give me all the options I have. They're like, these are the kind of thing is. So yeah, I think I have a couple images of this. Yeah, and this is kind of like
This is just an example of
massive.
How
holy shit.
Strategically environments are created, right? These level designs, so to speak, to incorporate what we anticipate players are going to encounter, right, as they're here in these areas. So it's likely that based.
You gotta remember as well in this game, there's gonna be water combat. So, and this is more of it looks more of a shallow area because you can see the beach and whatnot from where the boats are, but like just what he's saying, talking about is more strategic in how the maps are made or how they are created, and just kind of how the players are going to be interacting with one another in terms of PvE or PvP. It's going to be very interesting. Like how Sea of Thieves is, you can kind of ram into other ships. Maybe you can force somebody to be what is it called when they get stuck on land? They get pushed ashore or whatever. I don't know. But I cannot wait. On water combat or in water combat, I more than likely won't be participating in. Hopefully it's very good. I might give it a dabble. But I like to stay on land in any game that I play. So that's why I didn't really like... I I didn't play. I enjoyed it, but I didn't play it that often. Was Assassin's Creed Black Flag, because a lot of the missions were requiring you to be on a boat and do that combat, and I'm not about that.
Node placement around this particular structure that some type of harbor will be forming if players manage to develop nodes in this area. And those harbor locations will be strategically placed in order to utilize these types of structures. Should there be shipping raids on trade ships? Should there be conflicts? Should there be node sieges? There's now going to be an interesting element of essentially these structures that can inhibit ship movement, that can provide cover, that can do a lot of fun things for the players to kind of take advantage of or utilize. It's a picture like a real life picture, or if that's the game.
It's definitely the game, but you can see the
That's
little
wow. That's the player
scale,
versus how massive that tree is.
Yes. Very lovely stuff coming from.
God, this world just feels like it's going to be huge.
And of course, we
see the definitive node placements until probably the first beta, I would say, and we're okay with that because while it's beneficial for us to test, at the same time we want to make sure that we're not really kind of revealing so much to the player base prior to the game launch than we have to.
Yeah, because you don't want to have players, because like in Rust in particular, I'm gonna use that game as an example. A YouTuber / streamer named Blueprint, he has his own personal servers that people can play and opt into with regards to having VIP for. If you have VIP for his servers, which I think is like $7.99 per month, if you have VIP for his servers, whenever they do a force wipe is literally where everybody loses all their blueprints, everybody loses all their plots of lands and houses, whatnot that they have in terms of the game and weapons. They have this. Everybody starts from scratch on that server. When there's a force wipe, there's a vote for the map. So you can vote for which map is going to be uploaded onto the server that everybody's going to be playing on. If you have VIP, you have a 24-hour window where you can load up the map and load up a test server of the map and run around and scout out any areas that you want to make sure you get to and set up your base. Like, you can scout it out, see the lay of the land, see where the different monuments or nodes are already placed. I feel like with regards to this game in particular, because that already gives people an advantage, but this game in particular, they wanted to make sure is the game they want the game to still be somewhat fresh for everybody once they start. Like, they're gonna have people that are gonna be playing from Alpha 1 to the beginning of the game. They don't want those people to have they're already gonna have a intrinsic or advantage in terms of just their knowledge and their familiarity with some of these systems and whatnot, because they've been testing them out. But they want it to be sort of they don't want to bore those players off start, like until they get to the in-game stuff. And that is a good idea. I definitely agree with it. I feel like that's again, every time I see Steven, Jeff, and Margaret, every time they have these different points and they bring up these different topics, and they kind of they don't hold back when it comes to what they're trying to get across, why they're doing what they're doing. It increases my faith that they are really going to put forth a lot of effort in terms of making sure this game is the best it can be. And my excitement is just raised it to new levels,
so to speak. And in beta, obviously, we have to.
And that's 9 for the Alpha 1 test.
That's 9
April.
for Alpha 1.
April.
That's correct.
April.
Yeah.
Just being clear, not in the December test.
Well, I believe in December there's 9 as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Perfect. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from there, we also have miscellaneous items. So this one is a kind of a little fireplace. Obviously, our junior brethren.
Right now, this is actually footage in editor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is Devin, who is going through and showing the dynamic lighting settings of the world.
Okay.
Right. So essentially, in previous testing, we've kind of kept that lighting.
Am I gonna have to purchase a spaceship to play this game? It feels like Jesus. Like, the dynamic lighting looks dope, and like graphically the game looks amazing. But like, I'm gonna have to beef up my computer to play this game.
Static, because for those of you who don't know, lighting is a very, very important element of really how textures and materials look in an environment. And sometimes when you're still kind of nailing down how that lighting is going to work, it can affect the process of your production artists, your character artists and your environment artists who are creating props for the world, who are creating
That's
foliage and
amazing.
trees and, you know, armor sets and skin tones, hair, you know, lighting really touches all of that. So we kind of kept it static in the past because we weren't yet nailed down. You know, we didn't have it as much of a priority to touch the lighting early on, and this has been some of the work done on the dynamic aspect of not just the clouds and the skyline, but also, you know, the different times of days that are going to be experienced through the world, essentially.
Team Hakai. Live by the code.